talked to some people in Europe and around the energy crisis and prices going up, and a lot of the policies that have been pushed. And I've asked people specifically, like, hey, is public opinion changing? Like, is this
Mhm.
going to be a tipping point where people say, oh, these policies are bad? And the pretty much the answer I've gotten back is like, no. Like, the
Mhm.
public's like oblivious,
Right.
basically, right? Like, they're just listening to what the talking heads are saying. It's not these bad policies we put in place. It's corporate greed. It's
Mhm.
price gouging. I think this gets back to like your whole thing around the energy and science and
Mhm.
trying to uncover the data, show it to people, educate the public, or at least educate the policymakers if they actually care. But what
Right.
do you think about in California? I mean, you're kind of in like, enemy territory in terms of people's perception of the industry that you're
Mhm.
in. Anybody care? Does anybody care about this stuff, or are they just sort of like oblivious to it
Yeah,
in the
no, it's a
headlines?
great question, and I talk about it a lot. Being in San Diego, and there's no real oil and gas industry here other than Sempra. But my neighbors, whenever I have a conversation with them, nobody says, "Oh, why? Why are you doing that here? You shouldn't be doing that." It's the opposite. Everybody's like, "Wow, are you getting permits? What's happening?" Everybody's really curious. So I agree 100% with your take on talking to industry people, and people are not going to change their opinion of this industry. It's not necessarily going to happen anytime soon, I don't think. And I think it will be brought about by price crisis or availability crisis, and that's what we're trying to prepare for, is to be able to say, oh well, yeah, we've actually been studying this. Here, read this and this. Papers we put out on emissions, or papers we're putting out on how this impacts the local job market in Kern County. But people do care. I think as the state and everybody gets out of this COVID emergency, and the state had a budget surplus during COVID with all the federal money coming in, and now it's got a 25 to 30 billion dollar deficit. Now you can't do all these magic tricks with the budget. um, I think these are the years where we need to be building this coalition, and unfortunately it's going to take a long time. I think the industry is probably 20 to 30 years behind on public messaging and engagement with the community. But we got to start, otherwise, it's not going to get any better.